was not prepared for this game to take that much attention from me when I played it in Steam Next Fest. What happens when you take some of the best cinematic storytelling I've seen since Baldur's Gate 3, mix it in with the mission-based tactical combat systems of XCOM, and then sprinkle in a little bit of like darkness, some humor, brutality, and throw it all into one gigantic Nordic stew? Well, you get NORSE, Oath of Blood, a sleeper hit from the Steam Next Fest that seems to be straddling genres to the point where I'm struggling to place it with contemporary games. It's XCOM, but with more story and cinematics. It's kind of like Baldur's Gate 3, but with more structure and less choice. It's Kingdom Come Deliverance with less chicken explosions. Because when you punch things, they explode. But also chicken. Jesus. What? All with excellent animations, humor, and character building. Humor and animations, well, like this.
In the woods. I was just having some alone time, and I heard a cry and the clash of swords.
Did you not go and investigate, brave husband?
Well, of course. I have come to fetch my spear, wife. I mean, would you have me confront armed men without a blade of my own? And there it is. Now, I can investigate. Want to come with me? No, not too busy. Please come with me.
Only if we won't get in the way of that mighty spear of yours.
Of course not. Hey, I'll show you my tracking skills. Teach you the ways of the forest.
Ha! More like the ways of the pig trough. That's all you know, husband.
I don't know what it says about my channel that a masturbation joke is in like the first 3 minutes of a video game review, but let's just plow ahead. That was a bad choice of words. The reason why I threw so many different standout games in this is because I don't think a single comparison works here. To call this game like XCOM is denying its compelling story and cinematic beats with incredible performance capture that, at least for me, was the heart of the demo. If it were a continuum, it's probably still closest to XCOM, but it stands out to me as something different, but compelling. And I came at this game not as a fan of XCOM style games, but as a fan of Baldur's Gate 3. Basically, I'm much more likely to get invested in the story than the tactics. That's where I'm personally coming from with this little pseudo review excitement video. Just so you know, you see where I'm coming from. In the game, you take on the role of Gunnar, a young warrior forced into exile after the murder of his father. You're tasked with setting up a new settlement alongside your sister, recruiting new Norse to join you as you take on the dangerous world in search of vengeance. Then that all sounds very dark and cruel and brutal, and it is. There's a shit ton of blood and everything, but also there's a lot of humor in this. That wasn't the humor I meant. I meant this humor.
You mean you know her?
We thought you were raiders.
Kill them, Papa. Cut off their heads. You said you could beat 5 men in a fight. That's what you said.
Be quiet, boys. I did not say that.
Maybe we are raiders. Maybe we will take you as slaves.
No, please, spare us.
I'm joking. Don't piss your trews. Who are these raiders you speak of?
They come often. Brigands with wild eyes and hungry bellies. They butcher our animals, steal our bread and ale. I thank Freya they have not yet taken me.
Maybe next time.
We did not know anyone lived here. Jarl Egil himself said we could make this place our own. Build a settlement.
I see no Jarl here. This is our home. You will have to find somewhere else.
Don't be so hasty, husband. It could be good to have these strong warriors here to protect us.
You would like that, wouldn't you, wife?
Well, husband, your own spear is bent and useless.
It just needs some attention, that is all.
We will move on and find another place.
No, wait. I have a proposition. If you will help us by killing these brigands who have been stealing from us, we will welcome you and help you build your home. My husband is a poor lover, but a good farmer. He will grow your grain, rear meat for your table. I am a skilled seamstress and can make your clothes, even a new sail for your boat. But first, you will deal with the brigands, yes?
You have yourselves a deal. With Odin's help, we will feed the ravens with these brigands. Then, we will see if we can make a home here.
When playing a game on Steam Next Fest, a demo on Steam Next Fest, this reaction is kind of the reaction you always want to have. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. Okay, well let's depart from the mission. No! No! No, is that it? No, I don't want it to end. I was so getting into, oh no. Man. Okay, that's a really good sign when you're that invested. There's essentially 3 parts in this brief demo that stand out to varying degrees: the storytelling, the combat, and the base building. The storytelling I've already been gushing about through this whole video, like it's my high school crush, but it's the entire reason why I made this video. There are a myriad of other games I've played this year that have done the other aspect just as well or better, engaging in interesting combat or even base building. It's the performance here that makes Norse stand apart for me. You could very easily convince me that these cutscenes are straight out of Kingdom Come Deliverance with how well the performance capture is done and honestly how cheeky the humor is. With these human performances, the game managed to, in short order, make me give a shit about these characters.
How were you all taken? You do not strike me as thralls.
No one is safe from these slavers. They'll put irons on any man, woman, child, or dog they can find. They would have sold us to those fetid, blood-drunk murderers, the Sons of the Wolf.
The Sons of the Wolf?
Half men, half beasts. They come from the north, hungry for sacrifices to appease their wolf god.
I have seen them with my own eyes. Savage creatures, spawned from Helheim itself. They live in thrall to a cruel Volva whom they call Wolf Mother.
If you had not saved us, we would have ended up hanging like joints of meat in their sacred grove.
That was not your fate. You need not fear these Sons of the Wolf or this Volva, for you are safe here with us. Any who wish to may stay. Help us build a settlement in this place.
No, you don't understand. This is no place to make a home. The Sons of the Wolf cannot be reasoned with. We must all leave tonight. Get far away from here.
Are we birds to be scattered by a noisy hound? There is strength in numbers. Together we will prosper. By Odin. I mean to start work on the Longhouse in the morning.
There is something about you, Gunnar Gripson. Perhaps it is the favor of the gods that I sense. I will stand with you. and help you build this village.
But that's not to say that the combat itself isn't worthwhile. In fact, I found it deeply engaging and easy to pick up if you have played tactical RPGs before, like Baldur's Gate 3 or XCOM. It is a fair amount of depth, but honestly it felt very similar to many other CRPGs in turn-based tactical combat where it's important to be utilizing all of your companions' different skills to their best advantage. There wasn't a ton of combat in the demo. Notably, we didn't get to engage with the mission system outside of the predetermined one. This is the most potentially XCOM-like part of the game, so we couldn't mix and match our teams to highlight strengths or upgrade equipment, or potentially lose people. And while there was cover, obstacles, and even terrain, like the muddy bits here, at least in these early stages, it seemed mostly underutilized, with it really coming down to party strength and not accidentally wasting your arrow shots when you had a 0% chance to hit and you didn't bother to look. Because that's who I am as a gamer, apparently. The part that I'll be honest I didn't find super engaging was the base building, which was largely just putting resources in the UI and waiting turns for it to come together. This, I'm sure, expands with more decision making later in the game, but it definitely stood out to me as being a bit boring. If you watch this channel, you're more likely, just by pure numbers, a fan of either Baldur's Gate 3 or Expedition 33, because those are my most popular videos. So I did want to put out that the combat does feel very much at home for fans of, say, Baldur's Gate 3, but the story may feel more like an Expedition 33, where it's a bit less choicey. Railroaded is kind of the wrong terminology here, but basically more linear, I guess. I just hate using the word linear. But it is a story that is written by the award-winning best-selling author Giles Christian, and it's fantastic alongside the great performances that bring that writing to life. So while it seems like there's not going to be a ton of open choices and meaningful choices that you make throughout the game, the story itself does feel like it's going to be very compelling. Norse Oath of Blood is a game I wouldn't have known existed if it weren't for this tweet from content creator Luality, but it quickly flew up my list of the most anticipated games from Steam Next Fest. But there's a caveat there, because there's two other RPGs in the Next Fest I'd already played before that I didn't play this time, and I came away from both of those with favorable expressions. Of Ash and Steel, the gothic-esque get your ass handed to you RPG that has a protagonist that is just bland enough to get cast in the lead role in Witcher Season 5. As well as the demon-infused, very classically inspired CRPG being published by Alcat, Shadow of the Road, which has a lot more promise and even updated it more recently this time. To see a video about demons that are really creepy and will give you nightmares, take a look at this video right here. If you want to see me die to a mosquito though, take a look at this video right here.
My lifeblood soaks the ground.
Well, bleed on this person. Go bleed on him. Fuck. Damn it. That's not what I wanted you to do.